What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video by Helmet 49ers Podcast. I'm your host, JT. That's me, and my co-host is my dad.
What's up, guys?
But first, don't forget to like.
And subscribe.
Okay, so as you can tell, we are doing the 49ers versus Eagles preview podcast. And it's been a while since I said we're not at home.
Yeah, we've had a lot of home games recently. Yeah, this is an away game in Philadelphia.
And we are the hottest team with a 12-game winning streak coming into this. And that's including the playoffs.
Yep, playoffs, regular season. We are on a streak like nobody's business. But we're going to be going into Philly, so against one of the other hotter teams.
Yeah, 14-3 record.
They are playing very well. They did against the Giants in that last divisional round, and they took care of business pretty handily and pretty much blew up the Giants. And yeah.
Well, that's the Giants. No offense to the Giants, but they are the 6th seed.
That's true. That's true.
We are the 2nd seed. We are on a 12-game winning streak.
The Eagles had a ton of rushing against the Giants. They controlled the clock and everything and controlled possession and just ran it down the Giants' throats with 268 yards rushing combined with Hurts, Gainwell, Miles Sanders,
and 35 yards with Scott. But
and Scott.
He's not going to be a factor. I don't think. I hope not. I didn't think Gainwell would be a factor against like the Giants or something. I barely knew him, and I still barely know him.
Yeah, I know. But he ran pretty well from what we saw from the game. So this is going to be the number one defense versus the Philadelphia number one offense. Who's gonna win it?
This is literally like how NFL makes money from these matchups.
It's a perfect matchup, and they say it's like cliche, but they say it's true that defenses win championships. So
I hope.
That's what they've been saying for a very long time because it's been proven to be true for the most part. Unfortunately, we're going against the buzzsaw of the Philadelphia offense and led by Jalen Hurts. And he's only had, how many games he's lost this whole season?
1 game.
Yeah, 1 game. So he's had a pretty good record. He's on a roll himself. The last time the 49ers met with the Eagles last year, we defeated them. Yeah, that's right. We beat the Eagles. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but that wasn't that. They didn't have A.J. Brown.
That's true.
And Jalen Hurts wasn't as good as he was right now. And Miles Sanders, I don't remember how good he was in that game, but he wasn't as good as he was this year. Could be lucky season, but still much better, much improved.
The Niners are also, though, coming in real hot, too. We didn't score a lot against the Cowboys, but before that, basically the last 12 games that the Niners have played, they've had the highest point differential. So we've been blowing them away offensively and shutting them down defensively.
Could be an off game, but we will blow the Eagles. May not blow away, but we'll have like maybe a 10-point differential or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see. Was some things with our last game, McCaffrey was a factor, but he had 35 yards, and so averaged about 3.5 yards per carry. But he will be very important, I'd say. Compared the Eagles' run game to our run game, we didn't look all that great, but it was a very good Cowboys D, and they were totally focusing on stopping the run. But we were gritty. We still pulled the win out. So I got to give the Niners credit That that shows a lot of heart. You need that in the playoffs.
Okay, say whatever you want about CMC. I feel like a lot of people would say he's inconsistent because he doesn't have like it's either 100-yard games or just like totally shut down. Like it's one or the other. That's usually, but I just hope it doesn't happen. I hope it's a on game this time. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. You have been watching McCaffrey's numbers, and it is high and low sometimes. It's true. Even though you got to say that he's one of the elite running backs, I guess you got to add in his pass catching ability. So, and for him to be a distraction in defenses, he goes out for a check down pass possibly or whatever, and the whole defense swarms to him because they need to stop him. They need to get there early and stop him, or else he can break a short pass to a long gain. Yeah. Uh, what else were we talking about?
Eagles pass rush last game against the Giants. They got 5 sacks and 8 pressures. That's pretty scary, considering they have a pretty fast quarterback
Yeah, that's
with
true.
Daniel Jones.
That's true. Yeah,
And
I
Brock
mean,
Purdy is slower. I'd say he's not a running quarterback.
but he's slithery.
I mean, sure, but
That's what Debo called him.
I
I
don't
think.
think I don't think just like the Seahawks defender would run right past him. Like he was running away, and then Seahawks defender just ran right past him.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's got some moves, but yeah, he's not as fast as Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but they're gonna cover the left side because he always rolls out to the left side.
Yeah, I know. We watched that against the Cowboys, and uh, I was reading that maybe they were forcing him to go to his left, which of course is for a right-handed quarterback very hard to throw the ball. A little bit harder because you got to turn your whole body, square your shoulders before you can throw an accurate pass. So it is a little bit more difficult. Let's hope that he's able to scramble. From some of the reviews of the game film, it showed that Purdy had missed a few open receivers looking the wrong way and then scrambling. Um, he learns quickly though, so I could see him fixing those problems in this game.
And then the Eagles not only have a pretty good defensive line, but they really have a great secondary too.
Yeah. Bradbury and Slay.
And C.J. Gardner Johnson too, and
Yeah.
Reed Blankenship. He was my
Safety.
favorite player coming out of the draft. And he got undrafted, and I heard he's been having a pretty good season. But
You want him to be our Mr. Irrelevant.
not anymore.
Funny. Yeah.
He'd be good. Undrafted free agent signing. He would have been good.
So even though the Eagles have an elite pass defense, the takeaways, they had 17 interceptions, which is really good. But the Niners have a better interception rate.
20 interceptions.
Yeah, I believe that leads the NFL. So, touche. Let's see. Let's talk about the matchups, huh?
Okay, as usual, Trevor's war is always mixed up in there because wide receiver and cornerbacks are mostly the main matchups.
That's very true. Yeah, those are a lot of man to man, like that. Unless they play zone, of course. But yeah, they're one on one against the receiver. Good amount of times, I guess. And they got Lenore and Ward have a big project here and trying to contain A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Those two receivers are both like 1,000-yard receivers. A.J. Brown was one of my favorite coming out of the draft. And he's had a great career so far, playing for the Titans first and now being traded over to the Eagles. He's scary. He's scary. But so that matchup is really so important here. Another matchup on the opposite side, looking at it from our offensive side, Debo and Ayuk, we got to go against those cornerbacks we talked about, Bradbury and Slay.
Sorry, the microphone I hit on accident. But yeah. The wide receiver versus the Eagles cornerback. That would be a scary matchup.
You know that Ayuk has been playing really great ball. I mean, he's been pretty sure-handed, right? And his routes getting open has been like top notch, I'd say. So I think he can handle the corners. Debo, he's not much of a guy who can get open, I think, off of a route. But once you get the ball in his hand, look out, you know?
He can do that. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I mean, that guy has a lot of heart. And I'm feeling like he's going to leave it all out on the field this coming Sunday. So um, let's hope that we see playoff Debo like we did last year.
Yeah, that was the best type of Debo. He's gonna want revenge from last year's NFC Championship game.
He was, remember, he was really distraught. He was sad in that
I
game.
mean, yeah, that guy literally like was the 49ers offense last year. Like with them, we would not be a playoff team.
Yeah, very true.
Even right now, we probably would not be as good as we are right now.
Oh yeah, Debo makes us a better team for sure. But he took that loss really badly. Remember, he sat on that bench for a long time.
Yeah.
He was in tears. It really hurt him. So I think that will really motivate him to not let this happen again. He's going to do everything he can to.
And he's gone through the loss of the Super Bowl too.
Exactly. That's the thing about this whole matchup. I always think the Niners have an advantage because they've been in the NFC Championship game 2 of the last 3 years, before this one, and the Super Bowl, of course, too. So they've been through the grind. They've been through the postseason. They've been through some tough times, and I think this is the time they're going to be cashing it in and saying, "Hey, we deserve this. We've been working hard, and you're not going to be in our way to get to the Super Bowl." So that's how I feel. Of course, I'm still very nervous about this
Everything
game.
that we like dream of and everything we think, it doesn't always happen. Like for example, Nick Bosa going against a backup tackle. It just sometimes doesn't happen.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Exactly, and that's a good point because they need to play the game. Even though the Eagles look like they're the best team on paper and they have everything going. That's why we play the games. Anything can happen, and we've seen it. We've seen where the underdog has won. Look at the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. They weren't favorite. You can see it right there. Shoot, the biggest game of the year, and Nick Foles beats
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, exactly. So
they better not hit a Philly special on us because I will literally.
I know you are totally right. Maybe we'll throw a Philly special at
it's
them.
called a Niner Minor special.
Niner Minor special.
And then the celebration always has to be us. Ding ding with the pickaxe.
Ding 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 ding. You gotta say that Niners country thing. I love it. It's so
Niners country, let's mine.
Ding 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 ding. So, okay, we talked about some matchups. Another one that we looked at was McGlinchey versus Hassan Reddick.
16 sack guy who almost beat Bosa. Well, not really used to have sacks away, but still, he had breakout season.
Yeah, and I think he had a couple, maybe a sack and a half during the Giants game, I think. So that guy is miraculous up. He's got some speed and bend to get around the corner. McGlinchey, I hope, is not on his skates that day and takes care of business for the most part.
And doesn't get thrown around.
Yeah, no suplexes for McGlinchey. So, how about the keys to our victory, huh? What do you think that we need to do to claim this victory against the Eagles?
The run game has to get going. If we can get CMC going, like everything clicking, we are unstoppable. That was I think one missing piece against the Cowboys was our run game. It was missing a bit. but and the Eagles have a not very good rushing defense.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can pound the rock on the Eagles.
Hmm.
But didn't the Cowboys have a weak run defense too?
I'm not too sure about. I thought they had a pretty good D line. I think their linebackers were well. Depends where Parsons is playing at
Lane
the
Van
line or
Vanders.
yeah. Um, I'm not too sure about that. But like you said, it's hard to poke holes into Philly's team. But if you had to look at their weakest points, it is rushing defense and things in the middle of the field like short passes that they kind of struggle defending that. So, and that's actually pretty much our bread and butter. Short passes over the middle, and we love to lean on our run game too. So, um, you're right. We got to get the run game going. Elijah Mitchell, right? Injury report. He's questionable. I don't think he even practiced much at all this whole week.
It
So
was just limited for today.
limited one day, but he's questionable. It's a groin injury, right? And those are tough. Those are really tough. So I wonder if they're going to get Jordan Mason as number two. I don't even know who number three would be if
Today's
Mitchell doesn't
Price.
play. TDP or Tevin Coleman.
He's on the team. I'm
The
not
old
keeping track.
reliable Tevin Coleman from the practice squad. Okay, so run game, got to get that going for sure. Control the clock, control possession. Don't let Hurts on the field. That would be, and just smash mouth football and just give it to them. They won't even know what to do with themselves after that. So another key to victory.
Is scoring early because we need a great start against the Eagles. We cannot be behind against the Eagles because they have a great offense, good defense. We need to have a good start.
Yeah, and if if we fall behind, then we'll have to pass more, which goes against their strength of their defense, which is the pass rush and their secondary. So we need to get the run going and score early, so we don't have to play from behind and pass the ball more often than we want to. Um, another key, third key is to contain Jalen Hurts. He likes to run. He's a pretty good runner from what I've seen. I think he ran for over 760 yards, I think, this past season in the regular season.
And he missed a couple weeks.
Injury, yeah. Um, so we need to contain him. We've always had a little bit of trouble, or a lot of bit of trouble, with scrambling quarterbacks. Mahomes and Russell Wilson and Mariota recently.
Fields, but that was a bit slippery.
Yeah. So
Lamar Jackson, we played against him.
somehow contain Hurts, you know, and maybe just pressure him, but don't over pursue. Stay in the lane, contain him so he can't get out, but close in the pocket so he gets rushed. It's going to be tricky for sure. The other fourth key to victory that we believe is to contain their wide receivers, not to let them have crazy games. Like CeeDee Lamb had 117 yards,
Yeah.
and that was acceptable. But here we'll need to really keep them hopefully under 100 yards.
Yeah, 50 yards equal, I think. I
Just
could see happening.
no touchdowns. Just.
Yeah, one.
I mean, this would be nice, right?
What's probably going to happen is going to be like one rushing touchdown by Miles Sanders and then maybe a short pass to someone.
Yeah, like Dallas.
Or they might run it
Got
with
it.
Jalen Hurts.
That too. Yeah.
And then we'll strike back. And then let's see what we got next. Players that need to play well are Debo Samuel. Like we said earlier, playoff Debo needs to come in.
Yeah, because we've been trying to have him go in the backfield and as a, you know, running back and handing him the ball, but it hasn't really worked a whole lot. I'm not too sure why we're not getting the holes open for him or something like we did last year, but maybe just defenses are really key in on him. So I think the best way to get the ball into his hands is more on the short, intermediate passes and let him catch the ball in space and make things happen. Then, you know, of course, another player that needs to play well, we believe needs to play well, of course, is Brock Purdy. Again, another test. He's been passing every single test, handed to him, right?
Yeah, it's basically like a school test. 2 more questions to go.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The finals are coming up, but this this is the toughest one, of course, against a great defense, great pass rush away, and it's one step away from the Super Bowl. It's a lot of things going on, and pressure is on. He's handled it perfectly so far. So I hope he keeps it up, keeps his eyes open for the open man, don't miss him, and just hit those guys like he has been. Hit him in stride, and his accuracy has been off the charts, I'd say. Uh, so he just needs to play the way he's been playing. Of course, McCaffrey is another person.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he needs to get the run game going early so our offense can start clicking again.
Yeah, yep, and use him as receiver out, check down, everything. So his skills are elite in all those aspects. So we need to use them in all different ways, like we have been. So the O line has to, the whole O line needs to protect Purdy. He needs that time. It's going to be a tall order against that whole defensive line of the Eagles that's been playing so well and putting so much pressure on quarterbacks, getting sacks and all that. So the O line needs to open those holes. It is so important. It's the game will be won in the trenches, D line, O line. It's gonna be so important here.
Um, Another player specifically is Diamador Lenore.
Yeah, we're gonna give Travarius Ward a pass because he's good. He's been good for us and solid, right? Lenore needs to up his game, although he has had, right?
2 interceptions.
Yeah, in the last two games. So he has been showing up. So it's great confidence booster, and to know that he can go up against their receivers um, and take some balls away and everything. So make a big play to swing momentum. It's really awesome. I hope to see him take another interception from Hertz on Sunday. Now, of course, our linebackers who are elite, right? Greenlaw, Warner, man,
Aziz, maybe.
Aziz. If they'll need to handle the run game, and also, of course, the short passes. Well, actually, Warner can follow their wide receiver one down the seam and cover him too, right?
Whoever's your fastest player, he can guard him.
Yeah, we're gonna have to shut down this run game of the Eagles since they ran wild on the Giants. We're gonna have to shut that down and also contain maybe uh, look out for Hurts running the ball and stuff. So our linebackers will need to stuff those holes and make sure Hurts does not get outside and make a big gain on his with his legs.
I think Dre Greenlaw, like every single play, should be the QB spy. Cause Fred
Yeah.
Warner could be the coverage person,
Yes. Yeah. You're right. You're totally right. You're right about that. Warner, his specialty is his coverage.
and he can
Um,
guard Dallas Gilbert while Dre Greenlaw, who can guard Miles Sanders. Then there's too many players to guard. But I wouldn't put a spy over guarding Miles Sanders. I would say.
Mm.
I don't want to get destroyed by Jalen Hurts' wheels, and we always get annoyed when we go against a rushing quarterback and they always destroy us with their legs.
Yeah, it's very frustrating when you're so close to getting a sack and then they get it the first down instead. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they just roll out and then just launch it for a touchdown.
so yeah, somebody to spy on Hurts is great. I think Greenlaw is the perfect person. He's a good sideline to sideline type of linebacker. Uh, tackle him, maybe mess up that shoulder of Hurts again. That would be awesome.
Don't be a dirty player.
Don't be dirty. No, not dirty. It's a good hit, but really, rattle Hurts. That's his last. His last name is Hurts. Come on, gotta hurt him. All right, and then last person I think is that needs to play well is Hufanga. He's our safety. Hopefully he'll be able to stop and break up long passes. Plus, he's great on those safety blitzes too. I hope he'll be able to make some big plays. He was so close to getting Prescott down
Yeah, but he over
that time.
pursued.
Yeah, so hopefully his timing on those blitzes are perfect, and if he does
They
it
always
again, that'd
are.
be great. I mean, it's great to have him rush the quarterback now and then, but we'll also need him in coverage. Very important. He stays where he needs to be, uh, and plays to his abilities. That's I'm hoping we'll see some tease up in Philly.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done the tease.
Yes,
Last time we've done it, I remember is the Chargers game, week 10, where he got that game winning interception.
it's been a while. He's been solid, but I need to see elite, playmaking ability right here. That's what I want to see.
This is the playoffs. You need a player head up. I don't even care if you get killed.
This is going to be a tough matchup. This is like the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl because I think these two are the best two teams left in the playoffs.
Not Chiefs, not Bengals. And the Bengals are on a hot streak, just like us.
Yeah, Bengals are good, but I think we're better. And I think with Mahomes being injured, that really, really, really weakens their team. So I think this is the best matchup even before the Super Bowl. This is the better matchup of two teams. So uh what's your prediction? What's your score prediction? This is pretty tough.
I've already thought it out. I am going to say 31-27. I know it's really close, but this is, like you said, two of the best teams. Yeah, maybe left in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I do think it's going to come down to the wire, but we're eventually going to stop them on defense. That's what I think.
I think our defense is going to show up great. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I don't think it's going to be so high. I'm going to go 23-21 Niners. Pull it out.
23-21?
Yep. Niners pull it out
How do you get
in
23
Philly.
points?
Huh? You can easily get to it.
I
You
know,
get
but
3 field goals, 2 touchdowns.
yeah, you can do that.
A lot of combinations. A safety. No, okay. Missed extra
3
point.
touchdowns.
Yeah. It could be a lot of different things, but yeah. So okay, that's our predictions. I forgot what channel it's on. Is it on Fox? I think. Yeah,
Yep.
I think it's on Fox. So, 12 p.m. It's gonna be the first game of Sunday. So
I am nervous.
that's normal. That's normal. Even Philly fans are nervous.
I'll go. But first, I know this is not about the game, but D'Amico Ryan's, he is front runner for Texans and Broncos head coaching. I hope we don't lose him, and I hope we stay.
Yeah, yeah. Things can happen, and Broncos might go different directions. Texans might go a different direction, and next thing you know, well, D'Amico needs to stay one more year. Ain't all that bad. Yeah. Oh my God. So many things happening this right about now. But yeah, it's let's hope we can keep our coaching staff together and keep this thing rolling year after year.
Well, that wraps it for today's podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And go Niners.
Yes, go Niners. Let's finish this up. Let's go to the Super Bowl, huh?
And goodbye.